That last one was a bit of a thing. No, wait, no, that was the one before that. The last one was okay. I was actually, I forgot. Anyway, we're gonna go on the path of lies. We're gonna lie a lot of things, or be lied to. I'm not sure. It's loading up a lot of music. It's loading up 7 pieces of music. Eight. Anyway, uh, the race. Ooh, the race is on. Eventually. One day, with nothing in particular going on, I decided to head into the storage shed behind the shrine. Okay, so this is Reimu. Because who else has a shrine? I mean, there's the Moria shrine, I think. Anyway, this is... we're just going into it. There's no preamble, there's no menu, it's just Z. Nope, not Z. A, okay. We're using A button to advance. Sometimes I see how hard Marissa works, and I just feel like I could do something more. Like, if she was the shrine maid, she would be able to do something I couldn't. Maybe. So, when I'm bored, I've been going and reading a bunch of the Hakurei archives. It's just a bunch of scrolls and books laying around. It's not very well kept. Some of them are by my parents, and my parents' parents, and whatever. Some of them are by Yukari. Some of them don't tell you who they were written by, so probably Yukari. This time I found an unusual pair of books, hidden under a cloth. I found The Steel Ball Run Race complete record by someone I had never heard of. God, Jojo's... Hello, Jojo. And The Steel Ball Run Race Hakurei record by nobody at all. Okay? Got crossover fiction. Cool. They were both very high-quality leather books, either produced in the outside world or by a pretty petty taught by the Kappa's way. The former was emblazoned with an unfamiliar crest, and the latter with a yin-yang orb. I could tell this was going to be a long one, so I grabbed some dried fruits before I started reading. As I opened the books, the stories of countless people and places fell upon me. Stephen Steele, the United States of America, the 19th century. Stand abilities, the Holy Corpse, the Human Expansion Project. Above all that, above even the Hakurei, the authorless Hakurei record focused on the journey of one man. Jonathan Joestar, yay. Fuck yeah. Suddenly... oh, we have music, holy shit. Jonathan Johnny Joestar. A man traveling across America in participation with a absurd competition. A former famous horse jockey fallen from popularity after becoming lame in an unfortunate incident. He now rides his horse Slow Dancer in pursuit of something important to him. Is that thing power? Money? It is, but it is not. Not even he would be able to tell you for certain. Inspired by and riding alongside a charismatic man, he'll remain in pursuit even with death and blood strewn along every road. He and that charismatic man, Gyro Zeppeli, have been making use of a certain power to survive thus far. That power, it's called, no, it's not the ripple, it's Hamon. Yeah, that's the proper word for it. Oh, they're finally waking up. Treat them kindly. They have endured a long, awful battle. Gyro. Gyro! Two men lay sprawled on the edge of a marsh, slowly coming to consciousness. Thanks to passerby's help, they've recovered from their deep, deep wounds. His spray. He fixed our wounds. Our horses are here too. What's his deal? Do you really think that's possible, Johnny? Hot pants. He might be a good guy, but he's someone willing to keep racing. Anybody still doing this thing is someone who should be feared. How about me? Gara, do you think I should be feared? Or maybe, should I be scared of you? Gyro tots off to his horse, silently signaling Johnny to do the same. Slow Dance lowers itself to make the mount easier, and Johnny accepts the kindness. Onwards, the two ride. They challenge the Steel Ball Run Race. At the edge of the marsh, Johnny glances behind himself. His eyes had no particular sentiment for this place, but he felt as if he had left something behind him here. Perhaps it was his weakness, perhaps it was his sanity, but it may have just been miles left on the race. Gyro, look! Johnny points toward a group of children across a small pond. The children seem to be enjoying themselves. They notice Johnny watching and wave to him. Waving back, he says to Gyro, "That looks like they're skipping stones. Have you ever done a Gyro? Skip stones like that?" "No." "Let's try it." Shouldn't we keep moving?" "Call this practice. For a game like that, you need a flat stone, am I right? I want you to use your spin to create a perfect stone for tossing." "Alright." Gyro leaps from his horse, Valkyrie, and helps Johnny off the slow dancer. Carrying Johnny, Gyro, I don't know, casually makes his way to the shore and sets him down. Johnny returns the kid's waves from across the pond as Gyro begins to search for rocks. "We'll both aim to get a stone over to those kids. That will determine the winner." "Sure. What do we win?" $50 million. Yeah. Saying this, Johnny starts polishing some nearby hand-sized rocks with his spin. The spin. It is a technique that can be learned by anyone, but is known only to certain people. The spin is capable of rotating anything and transferring that rotation to other things. It is a skill capable of commanding rotation. Gyro Zeppeli has come from a long line of its practitioners, and Johnny Joestar is learning it as this race goes on. At this moment, Johnny Joestar attempts to spin a rough stone into a smooth one so that it will catch the water's surface well and bounce across the pond. Carefully but swiftly, the jagged edges are eroded down into a calm surface. As he clenches the rock, Gyro begins to toss his stones over onto the water. They catch on the surface a few times before losing momentum and sinking. Obviously, we won't be spinning the rocks as we throw them. Yeah. Catching on to the game, the children across the river began returning fire toward the men. As Johnny became more comfortable shaving down the stones, Gyro became more comfortable tossing them. Their distances slowly but surely increased, but both sides were nearly half the pond away from reaching the goals. Each stone would slow and eventually sink. Whoa! Oh, Johnny, you got a good one there. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but this stone feels perfect. I didn't even have to shave it down. Go on, throw it. Alright. Johnny releases the stone upon the pond with the best throw he can muster. It skips along the water in broad jumps, bounding without losing any speed at all. As it reaches the other side's shoreline, it slides against the sand and is launched upwards, striking the boy square in the teeth. Bleeding from his gums, the boy falls over as the other children squeal and run away. Johnny is left speechless, arms still outreached from when he tossed the stone. Did I do that? Gyro fights to keep his posture relaxed, but his eyes have gone sharp. Facing Johnny, he asks, "Johnny, tell me right now. You didn't spin that stone, did you? I need to be absolutely certain." "No, I didn't. I swear I didn't. Gyro, what's going on?" Johnny Joestar endlessly chasing a rider capable of harnessing rotation, a determined human from a distinguished American family is his own stuff. Blah, blah, blah. His gaze silent, the man rises from his spot outside the pond. If it's something with your knowledge of the spin can't even explain, am I right to assume that this is something unnatural? The man turns to face Johnny with a wide grin, his golden teeth catching the sun. 100 points, Johnny. This is undeniably someone's work, but who cares? If they're showing off their power before even showing up, they must be some sort of dumbass. Let's just keep going. I see. Gyro, would you help me to my horse? Gyro Zeppeli sweeps Johnny from the muddy poolside. Stepping widely round slow dancer's back, Gyro swiftly and smoothly releases Johnny upon the steed. Once Gyro has mounted as well, they continue their travels. After a few minutes of contemplation while riding in silence, Johnny spoke confidently. About that event from earlier, I don't think we should ignore it. It might have been a leftover effect from another stand user. But there were no traces of a battle. In addition, I don't think there were many people ahead of us. There's Dio for sure, but who else could have been that far ahead? So what you're saying is, there is someone close to us and that person is a stand user. Yes. I'll tell you the truth. I'm concerned about our time. That dipshit Hotpants is ahead of us right now. Even if he's a good guy, like you say, he won't help us if he doesn't see us, if we're behind him. That's true. Alright, we don't have to stop. I just have one request. If we see any human at all in the next hour, assume they're that person and be ready to fight. You've really gotten vicious, haven't you? Sure. That's an easy request to follow. By the way, Johnny, what do you think about crows? Crows? The bird? I'm not sure. I don't even know when the last time I saw one was. I see. Do you want to know what I think of them? Crows? Sure. Crows. I think they're awesome. Correct, Johnny. Do you get it, Johnny? Gyro, I'm sorry, but I think they're awful. Man, I knew you'd get it. You're pretty good at this. Back and forth comedy, that is. You really had me going there for a second. That's a good one. Right? Bantering like this for a while, the two racers continued riding through the plains of American Midwest. Johnny had nearly forgotten about his wariness from before. Did Gyro Zeppeli intend for that? Was it his kindness to let Johnny forget? Or was he truly just such a whimsical man? I never was able to find out. Pity. Johnny. Oh, a person speeds towards and past two men. They have no time to react, even at their incredible speed. The person is able to weave between their horses and continues traveling in the opposite direction of Johnny and Gyro. Johnny's just barely able to turn his head in time to see their back before they disappeared into the tree. Who the hell was that? Is that person from before? I didn't have time to shoot them. And why did they just run past us? Johnny, I have no idea. All I can say is that they weren't running. Running? It may have looked like it, but that person was merely standing still. That can't be true. That speed was incredible. Stop yapping. I saw what I said, and it's that they weren't running. It's obviously a stand ability, Johnny. Like you said, the next person we saw ended up being that person. I see. So what should we do? No, don't answer that. We have to chase them down, don't we? For all we know, they could be after the corpse, or at least the race. Yeah, that's it. So what are we standing around for? You're right, let's go. Motioning to their horses to turn around, Johnny and Gyro began moving at a careful pace toward where the person went. After a few minutes, they see the same person speeding toward them in the same way. They're moving a bit slower this time, just slow enough for the men to notice her short staff. Johnny, they've got a weapon. Cover yourself. Johnny finds himself unable to follow Gyro's orders. Instead, he stares the person dead in the eye. Was he trying to discern their intent or merely lock his aim? He raised his hand, preparing to fire. 1, 2, 3. From Johnny's right hand, 3 bullets fire. Unfortunately, none of them can land before the person once again flies between the horses. With a quick swap of the short staff, Johnny is knocked out of his horse. Ugh! Johnny! Gyro leaps from Valkyrie and quickly helps Johnny to his balance, then stands to face their attacker. This time, they begin to slow after passing the two, eventually coming to a stop. Despite the fall, Johnny wears a stoic face against the person. Gyro stands stalwart, ready for some sort of catalyst to strike. Turning around to face the man, the person chooses to speak. You two, I would like to engage you in battle. I would like us to wager our races on it. The loser will accept disqualification and leave this competition. Your opponent is Kito Hakurei, Shrine Maiden of Paradise. Okay. Don't get... Why'd you bugger up? Text is not advancing. These are advancing. I can't... They're advancing. No, pause. Okay, I was unable to discern at all if that was a glitch or something, but I can't get the previous text up here, so we're just gonna go with the next one. Yeah, American voice. Gotta do the American voice. Here. Staring down the woman, Johnny and Gara prepared themselves to go on the offensive. Gara begins to slide his hand into his holster, grabbing his steel balls. Johnny surveys the landscape, taking note of anything that could be used during the fight. Kito lowers her stance, as if about to sprint. Johnny, we have the advantage right now. In a few seconds, I'm going to throw the steel ball. At the same time, I want you to fire around her. Got it. I'll spread the shots around so she can't just dodge. A moment passes. Kito's stance lowers just slightly more, and she lunges towards them. At the same time, nothing. Gyro? Johnny keeps his gaze locked to the quickly advancing woman. At some point, she started sliding towards them instead of running, just like before. Shit! What's happened to me? Johnny, ignore what I said before. Shoot her now! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots are fired in rapid succession in Kito's general direction. Without even seeming like she noticed them, they all fly past her. She whips through the men for a third time, deciding to slam Gyro with her staff. Gyro is thrown across the forest, left with a bleeding gash in his side. Gyro! As fast as he can, Johnny makes his way over to Gyro as their attacker once again speeds past them. Gyro, what the hell happened? Why didn't you throw the steel ball? That woman, she did something. Whatever her ability is, it's not something like super speed. My steel ball, I couldn't get a grip on it. It felt like there was nothing to spin, and was even slippery in my hands. Like carrying a piece of melted ice. Ah! What is it? Did you think of something? That's loud. Yup. I need to make it a bit more quiet for myself. Excuse me. Where are you? There we go. That stone from earlier, it... Ah! Interrupted by Gyro's howl of pain, Johnny stammers as he sees the woman once again rush between them, calm as before. This time, she had swung at Gyro's left arm. Blood drips from his forearm, but it's not a serious injury. Damn, it's hard to aim that. Anyway, are you two willing to resign yet? What do you think? Would only this much blood scare you, lady? You sure are persistent. Do you want to gamble this much on me missing twice? 3 times? As many as it takes? While Gyro and Kito argued and gloated meaninglessly, Johnny was thinking back. That effect that Gyro had seen. He had noticed it once himself. That smooth stone. Back at the lake when we were playing skipping stones. I didn't even try to spin them as I threw them. Despite that, I found stones traveled over the water so quickly, and as if gliding. Is that what happened in Gyro's steel balls? Is that why he can't throw them if he tries to use the spin? But what is it? What ability lets things slide in that way? Ah shit, there's no time, she's coming back again. Johnny and Gyro both tense up, bracing themselves for impact. This time, Johnny doesn't even attempt to fire at the woman. As she passes by, Johnny finds himself knocked to his back with a tear from his chest to his shoulders. Gyro hastens to his feet, still wounded from the attacks. Gyro, don't leave the spot! What? She's just hitting us, over and over. Yeah, she is, but only one of us at a time. If we split up, it's possible that she could swing at us both in one of those lunges. You only need 2 points to make a line. No matter where we are, there's a single line she could take to strike us both. I see. But not if we're too close for her to swing twice, right? Then what do we do? I want to leave it to you, Johnny. What is the solution to this battle? Your steel balls. You can't spin them, but you can roll them. What is this, bowling? That won't do anything. I know, but do it anyway. Roll the ball toward Kito Hakurei. I need to see something. Look, she's about to charge again. I got it. You want me to throw this behind us, don't you? In the same direction that she's moving. Yeah, do it now. And get ready for her attack. Gyro quickly tosses his steel ball back and turns to face the incoming Shrine Maiden. Kito closes in and slams one of Gyro's outstretched legs with her staff right on the knee. Again, a gash is left with it. Gyro, look! They both turn around, but they don't look at Kito. Instead, their eyes latch onto the steel ball Gyro threw. Despite their weak throw, it was still moving, just like the stone from before. It glided across the surface effortlessly. So effortlessly that it did not even turn as it did so. Only with the slight roll it gained as it left Gyro's hand, the ball uncannily slid across the forest floor. Even after Kito herself stopped, the ball kept moving. This confirms it. I see. Johnny, you're telling me that this ability that can make things slide and retain their speed, it's friction. Changing an object's fiction. That's the power of my magic, Path of Lies. I don't like to look down on people, but outside world mages, even if they know what this ability is, they don't know how to defend against it. Do you think you are any different? Johnny, that's what she's done to my steel balls. When she first passed by us, she must have touched my balls. Right. Johnny, you've done well. Listen, there's going to be another strike. I want you to go on the offensive as soon as it happens. Sure, but what can I do? You can't throw your ball, and she can dodge my nail bullets. I'll give you a hint. This enemy has incredible speed. She relies on keeping her maximum speed from the very start of a sprint. That speed being unstoppable, is that really such a bad thing for us? Ah, you're trying to say, just do it. She's about to come at us again. As Gyro said, the wind was already beginning her slide. Instead of raising his arms, Johnny brought his front close to the ground and turned away from Kito slightly. He would be an easier target, but that didn't matter to him. He wasn't someone who was defending anymore. In the moment the Gyro had acknowledged his realization, Johnny became an attacker. Just before Kito passed him with a strike, as she was paying the least attention to the road in front of her, Johnny shot a nail bullet. Tusk! But instead of aiming at the enemy herself, he aimed it to the ground, in front of Kito's path of movement, and just slightly to the side. A vortex, a lasting spin transferred from Johnny's nail bullet to the ground, began to grow. The earth around it twisted, imprinting a curve of sorts on the forest floor. At the same time, Kito whipped between the two men, drawing a wide cut down Johnny's side. The two men were beginning to become severely injured, but they felt nothing about it. That was simply one of the occurrences along this path called the Steel Ball Run Race. Kito Hakurei slides into the newly curved earth, changing her trajectory. She flies outside of the vortex, still her top speed, right into a nearby tree. Oops. Tusk allows Johnny to spin his fingernails and fire them as bullets. They go back within a few minutes and blah blah blah. Gyro, get her! Already on it. Rushing to his feet, Gyro zeppelin dashed towards the fallen woman. While he was trained in classical martial arts, he had no issue with simply stomping the shit out of her. But quickly rising, Kito receded before Gyro could reach her. She jumped towards and slid up a tree, getting ready to jump at him in retaliation. Leaping from the tree and pulling back her staff, Kito flies toward Gyro, and tears across his shoulder to his hip before landing on the man and pinning him to his back. Gyro! That was a clever trick, but it won't be working twice. That rotation, it has its limits. Both you and your friend, give up already. Hey, lady. Why have you stopped attacking? I'm right in front of you. Are you stupid? Just drop out. You don't need to fight to the death about this race. Lady, I don't know why you're here. Are you trying to tell me you don't think anyone should die here? Did you approach this without even something important enough to you to kill or die for? Do you just want a play fight? In a way, I'm more offended than I have been until now, when everyone was earnestly trying to kill us. What? I'm telling you that you don't have to die here. Did you keep aiming for me because you thought I was the stronger one? Maybe once you saw that I could walk, you thought I was the more important target. But no matter what you did, you would have been defeated by him if that was your idea of this fight from the start. Still pinned to the ground, Gyro turns his head toward Johnny. In curiosity, Kito follows. On his right hand, two of his fingers are spinning in preparation to fire. His left index finger and his left pinky. He stares deeply and wordlessly in the direction of Gyro and Kito, but he does not stare at them. He is looking for a specific point, a very specific location that will let him achieve what he desires from this shot. Not too close to Kito so that she would feel the need to dodge, not too low to the ground so that Gyro isn't hurt, not too far so that the effect is weak, just behind her back. He does not care that Kito has been made aware of his preparation. Nah, the opposite. He thanks Gaara for her attention. This attack has been designed to catch someone confident like her. The more she is aware of it, the more she will be susceptible to it. Still, with unchanging expression, his 2 shots fire as aimed. Yes, they fire behind Kito. Their path doesn't intersect with a person, the ground, or even a tree. These 2 nails are on a collision course with each other. With very slight inward turned angles, they collide right behind Kito's back and begin to form a vortex. A vortex not on the surface, but floating in the air. A whipping, destroying black hole begins to tear at Kito Hakurei. As she realizes that she's finally been trapped, that this isn't something she can fly away from, she thinks about how ridiculous it all is, how unfair it is. She considers everything that happened to bring her out to this country, to this race. 3 months before the Steel Ball Run race, a certain important person was led astray. In a small valley country on a small eastern island, a shrine made plans to make changes to the world. She led an initiative called the Human Expansion Project with the cooperation of the Tengu in that country. It aimed to integrate their societies, strengthening and giving freedom to both species. Such was how she saw it.
Good afternoon, Kito. I would like to have a talk with you.
Oh, for crap's sake. What do you want?
How rude. I'm going out of my way for this, you know. It is just a bit of a light scolding, so endure it if you will.
I know what you want. You have some issue with Human Expansion Project, don't you?
Yes, that's correct. You mustn't neglect your duties as the Hakurei Shrine Maiden. You knew I would arrive and still continued with it. How is it that humans are both so forward-thinking and so short-sighted?
Looking down on us like that. That's why the humans are sick of the rules. That village just isn't enough. Everybody is alright with this. Everybody is alright with this. Why do you have to intervene?
Kito, you need to understand how important Gensokyo is. How important your role is. It is more than a sanctuary, and what you have is more than just a job. You are the scale that balances human and yokai. Do not lose your judgment at the first sight of something new.
You don't know the first thing about what it's like to live here, yokai. Can I even call you that much? I think I have more in common with your average Tengu than you do at this point. You aren't part of any group at all. You don't have anyone you want to protect or see prosper. She was led astray. The Hakurei in her was led astray by the Kito in her. You would do well to remember this. Kito Hakurei remained in paradise, capable of ceasing fiction, a confident human with distinguished destined she left her daughter in the country. Blah, 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 blah.
If I may, Kito, I will speak plainly. I have Gensokyo's best interests at heart. I believe you can at least appreciate my efforts in forming the barrier. I would hope that you reconsider my words, but it is ultimately your decision to make.
That yokai, Yukari Yakumo, she showed up a few more times after that to try and convince me otherwise. She was always so composed, but even I could tell she was getting desperate. In our final argument, she simply stared at me. It might have been my imagination, but before she wordlessly disappeared, I think I saw a single tear in her eye. The next day, she showed up, formal as usual. She said that if I was really going to go through with this, I would need to speak the language of the Tengu. I needed capital. It's true that I had some reservations about working with them, and their culture of status and wealth was one of them. With enough money, I could buy certain humans into power. She told me of a great competition across the ocean. I would leave the safety of the new Great Barrier open amongst the people of the outside world, but it would be worth it. Yukari Yakumo would oversee my extended stay outside, in case I needed to be brought back home for anything important, and I would collect the equivalent of 100 million yen.
Kito?
What is it?
Before we depart for this race, I must make 2 changes to you. Is that acceptable?
Not at all. What sort of changes?
1. To preserve the sanctity of the Hakurei power. The outside world is largely deficit of magic as we know it. You will be incapable of using general magics, and your ability as the Hakurei Shrine Maiden may degrade. Thus, I would like to reshape it into a form that the outside world accepts.
Yeah? What's that like?
Certain mages in the outside world, with no ambient source of magic, draw directly from their souls as a mana source. This makes their magic dangerous to use, its disruption capable of even physically harming the mage. However, it ensures that their magic will always be able to persist so long as they are alive.
Makes sense to me. Do it. Change my ability.
Before you do anything else, though, I need your word. Io will be safe. She will. It will no doubt be good for training for her, protecting the shrine on her own. She will one day take over the work, you know.
I know. I know she's strong too. I just hate to be so far away. Whatever, it'll work out. Anyway, do you really have to make a second change to me? That's already quite a lot.
Oh, I suppose I don't strictly have to. How is your English, Kito?
What?
Language. In that country, English is spoken.
Sure, whatever. Don't forget to fix me later. English is a disease.
Of course. I shall modify your boundary of blade and hilt, and boundary of east and west. Now then, to the beautiful beaches of San Diego, California. First, we must find a boat.
Are you... Oh, words are different. Anyway, what? Just take me across the ocean yourself.
You'll need to become acquainted with the outside world culture, won't you? A long ride will do you well.
She wouldn't even bring me out of the neat barrier herself. I had to set up a whole ritual just to pass through. Acting as my translator for my own goddamn language, Yukari Yakuma got us on a ship headed for North America. Okay, that's what you did. I tried talking to people on the boat, which is where I actually learned what sort of competition this was. Kinda old man told me it was horse racing. Lucky me, I never was that great at flying, so I've always gotten around Gensokyo by riding unless I absolutely had to fly. After learning that, I was able to get Yukari Yakumo to at least bring my horses here with her ability once I yelled at her enough. It was a long ride, but I didn't mind. Talking to outsiders was interesting. I started messing around with my new ability on the boat, and nobody seemed to notice. It made sense that there wouldn't be that many mages in the outside world, and even among them, I should be the strongest. I've lived with magic my whole life. My ability to manipulate fiction. It's second nature to both me and my horse. Because of that, I couldn't help but think that this race was nothing but guaranteed to end my victory. I would have stood out if I brazenly used my ability to speed to the finish, so I stood back and picked off racers comfortably. None of them stood a chance, even out of the few mages I met. The magic out here seems to be bound by conditions. Since Yukari Yakuma was meddling, even I can only apply my ability to touch. I thought I would go and start getting some of the top-ranking racers to drop out, so I picked this bear. But what the hell is this? That rotation. That boy's summoning it with his magic, but I can tell. It isn't magic itself. The boy's using it with magic, and the idiot was trying to use it with technology, that steel ball. It's something like a universal constant. Something that didn't come to existence with magic or technology, but can be used by both. A force like gravity or an existence like light. That's what that rotation is. What the hell? Yukari Yakuma didn't...
Damn it!
Uh-oh. Anything touched with pathologize will have much friction and experience is modified. Typically, Kito uses the ability on herself and her horse in order to gain speed by allowing them to simply slide across blah 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 blah. The black hole tears Kito Hakurei's back, shredding her clothing and clawing at her hair. She tries to get close to the ground, but Gaara's in the way. He tries to buck her off, but her friction-enhancing grip isn't letting out. Instead, he just starts punching her. She can do nothing but accept it, with her hands taken by her grip on him, desperate to stay even slightly further away from the vortex, even as it whips the skin from her back. Pain noises. After a few moments, the vortex dissipates, its rotation naturally fading. Kito's back has been flayed. She's bleeding profusely, and still injured from her fall before. Gaara easily pushes her off of him with no resistance. Kito is bleeding all over, and will take any excuse to give up the fight. Gaara's legs have taken some damage from Johnny's vortex, but not enough to stop him from standing.
Johnny, great work out there. Gaara, are you alright? That technique... I'm sorry, I knew it was dangerous.
You did perfectly. I didn't know what you were going to do, but I knew it would work.
Something about this is wrong. Gaara earlier told me that anybody still in this race should be feared. You were right. That woman we just fought. And myself. I don't think anyone else in this race is traveling in a team. It's just you and me. So why? How are you able to look me on my way as I shoot toward you with a smile on your face?
I wonder. That thing I said, I stand by it entirely. How mysterious. I don't feel fear at all right now, Johnny. For some reason, if it's you, I can't bring myself to be worried. Is that not enough for you? It's all the answers I have.
No, that's enough. That's all I wanted to know.
I'm relieved you feel that way. Thank you, Gyro. I'm glad. Should we keep moving? You were right before. We've been stopped for too long. Yeah, good work, Johnny. The two men rode onwards. They would continue to ride onwards. They would continue to ride forever, to infinity. They would ride deeper, they would ride further. Johnny Joestar and Gyro Zeppeli, incredible men who left countless in their wake. Let us attend such a wake now. A few minutes after those men rode off, by the side of the tree in the middle of Michigan's forest, a woman lies dying.
Kito.
Yukari Yakumo, you bitch. You planned all of this.
Why, hardly. But even if you had won the race, I did not plan to let you back into Gensokyo.
You think you're so smart? You can't even keep your own damn shrine maidens in line. And now I have no choice but to trust you. I don't want to die thinking that Gensokyo is soon to follow. Because the great sage of Gensokyo will save it. She will lead it to greatness. To that end, you don't even mind needless killing, do you? Fuck right off.
You understand. I would like to offer you something.
A deal with the devil again? If I want one, I'm about to meet the real thing.
Your daughter. Would you like to see her one more time?
Pathetic. Were you always this pathetic, Yukari Yakumo? To keep her in line, to keep Ayo in line, you want to show her what's happened to me? Of course, yokai dominate man with fear. That's how it's always been.
That's not.
Show her to me, and leave.
Very well.
The gap yokai disappears. In just a few moments, Kito will be met with her daughter for the last time. It won't be possible for her to travel through the gap, she knows that. No matter how much of a show Yukari Yakumo puts on, she would not change her decision now. Still, Kito brings out her stand, Path of Lies. She will use her ability. She is capable of easing fiction. In the matter of moments, the blood falls from her clothes, unable to grip on. At the same time, her flow in her exposed veins coagulates. She does not bleed, but she feels the pain all the same. She looks to only have light scratches, but she is moments away from complete collapse. That's fine. All she needs is to look good for her daughter. A gap opens before her, filling this crimson forest with the light of midday, the light of the Hakurei. Kito sees her daughter before her and speaks. I don't know what she said. I don't know how she said it. That much doesn't have to be seen. But I know that as the gap closed, tears streaming down her face, she allowed herself to slump back in the front of the tree.
I won't let you use me this time, Yukari Yakumo. I win this one.
Not expecting a response, she stares forward into the vast forest. Slowly, her gaze shifts upward. She wonders if another Hakurei has even ever seen the sky of this country. If another human from Gensokyo will be ever able to be so free as to do so. She wishes she could have flown above this place, just as she sometimes flew over her home country. But without magic, gravity.
Gravity. That's just some sort of fiction too, isn't it?
Kito Hakurei eases herself from the weight of the world and lifts off into the sky. She shines gold in the sunset as she rises. I shut the book. I slam it shut, I pick it up, and I throw it on the ground. The complete record book is still open. For a while I was flipping through it and the Hakurei record version to compare. Because I could work harder, I could be a better shrine maiden. But what the hell is a better shrine maiden? Kito. My great-grandmother was killed for this? Yukari! I know you're listening. I know you can tell I read this book. I pick it up and wave it around in the air. What is wrong with you? You knew one of us would find this. You printed it. but nobody came. Compared to Kito, I think I already am the better shrine maiden. I could tell. I hate that I could tell. That human expansion project would have led to a great disaster. We have the highest authority, so if Hakurei wanted something like that to pass, no matter the consequence, it eventually would. But that doesn't matter. Something like this, something about this, it's all wrong.
Reimu? Reimu, are you okay? Did something happen?
Aon steps into that shed. I didn't mean to worry her.
Oh, I'm fine. I just read something awful. Oh, do you want something to cheer you up? I just brought us some treats from the village. Maybe later. I know we don't have any of them so far, but is it alright if I establish a rule for the shrine? Sure, I'll do my best. Don't let the Gap Yokai do anything weird. That's it. If Yukari ever tries to talk to you, or you see any evidence of her sneaking around, tell me immediately. If I'm not here, tell Marissa. Then, I don't know, anyone you can find. And tell them to not go along with her, even if it would be the right thing to do. What I just read on this book. What is it? What's that book? Never mind, whatever. That's a real new rule, though. Rule 2. Don't tell Marissa about the things in this shed. If she knew such a fancy-looking book was here... Got it. I'll join you for the treats later. Thanks for picking them up. Okay. She's always so chipper. I'm glad I got to see her just then. But this all really bugs me. Should I go to the Tengu with this to try and expose Yukari? Nah, she wouldn't care. Hell, I bet most of the Tengu lived through the idea of the human expansion project. I don't want to bring it back up. It's all just so frustrating. Maybe I should leave. I'll just go outside and not come back. I don't have any children. What's you could go do about that? Like a kid running away from home. Those books. I'll finish them later. That spin thing seemed interesting, and I should probably see what happens to those two men that fought Kito. Yukari thought enough of them that she kept writing long after her job was complete, I guess. Yukari, why did you create this country? Locking us off in this valley so yokai can survive? Do you really care about yokai? Do you care at all about humans? Gensokyo, the land of fantasy. Why? The end. And it just literally just shuts itself off. Okay, well, that was fascinating. That was interesting. I like that one. That was cool. That was pretty fucking cool, honestly. Yeah, that's my feelings on it. It was cool, and I liked it. The end.